Hi guys, how's it going? I just realized it's been a while since I have updated you guys on any progress for school. So it's actually December 3rd. I think the last time I talked to you guys, it was the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and that's because that was the last time I had my meeting. This week was kind of a slow week for me. I am still on track and everything else, but I know earlier I was telling you guys that I was going to continue to try to stay on track and stay a couple days ahead of time. This week I completely kind of failed at that just because I've been tired, drowsy, angry, upset, sad, depressed, all of that all in one. I did still meet with my mentor. I met with her yesterday. We didn't really have a lot to say, other than the fact of her just wanting me to keep on track and get me prepared for the next modules. But I just, so all the modules I've done so far have been user experience design, user-centered design and research, visual principles, visual design, and those were all part of the fundamentals portion of the boot camp. So I had an exam yesterday. I passed that exam. It was only a few questions. I missed one question, just one. But other than that, I passed the final exam for fundamentals. Now we're about to move on into actually doing work for the actual program. So my next sections, which one is actually due Sunday, I'm going to work on that tomorrow. My next section is called networking. So the way my mentor was telling me, I'm going to have to find someone that's already in the UX UI industry, which I really want to do a Black woman. And I think I already talked about this a little bit, but I can't remember. Don't mind the dot in the middle of my forehead. I started my period today and you know how it goes. But yeah, so I really want to do a Black woman in the industry, and they're popping up everywhere. So I think I'm about to start compiling a list soon of all the people I want to reach out to see who would actually do an interview with me. And my eyes are super dark underneath. Why do I look so tired? But yeah, so I think I want to start doing that, and then once that happens, Suhu responds. And then after that, I have to do a networking event. And she was telling me to use Meetup. So I could do a Meetup actually in person, which I noticed Atlanta is not really a big tech industry just yet. Even with me trying to browse stuff, Atlanta is just not it for the tech industry. So I was talking to her about that, and she was saying that you could do Zoom Meetup, but do it for Seattle or California, San Diego, California, because that's where it's really big. And of course there might be some future tech companies in those meetups as well. So I think I'm going to do the Zoom thing just because how everything is weird, and we just got hit with a new variant, of course, the Omarion or I just call it Omarion because, TikTok, they didn't made it Omarion. So yeah, so with that is what's going on. That is pretty much all of module 7, which is just strictly networking, meeting people, talking to people in the industry, and that's that. However, after that, which starts December 18th, in the middle of December, is I'm going to start learning how to build my portfolio. So there's a whole segment on that as well, and we just gonna get through it. I'm still pushing. I still want to do this, of course. I know I have a very big issues with starting things and not completing them, but this is worth it because, like I said, I came from a job where I was earning basically $27,000 annually, but that was before taxes. And going to a job that is pretty much double, maybe almost triple that, if I actually, get it when I get a job in the field or a career in the field, that's what I would potentially be making. So just having that thought in my mind, really, really keeps me going. But let me show you some of the work I have done. So as you guys know, we use Figma in this course. We don't use Sketch or anything like that. Of course, if it's something that I need to learn, then I can. But other than that, we strictly just use Figma. And I have a couple of assignments that we were supposed to do here. Yesterday, we were supposed to create, do not brand hierarchies, but we were supposed to basically planning out what the brand would look like. I chose Target. These are their colors here, their logo. They use Helvetica for all of their fonts. So I got my heading 1, heading 2, heading, then the body. Most of their headings were red, and of course most of their bodies was white. A lot of their buttons looked really big like this with shop deals. And then we have an example of what the text link would look like. And then Target is very simple. They don't have many patterns, so I chose that. So that's basically what we had to do there. The day before that, this is my first, and I'm like, don't talk about me. I'm still learning how to use Figma. But the day before that, we were basically supposed to take one of our favorite apps and just recreate the look of the interface by doing a wireframe of it. I chose Habit Tracker because you guys hear me talk about Habit Tracker all the time, and it is literally a lifesaver. And it basically looks plain like this. All my habits go all the way down, but of course they have buttons down here. I kind of miss Sunday, whatever, but I'm still learning. But anyways, that's what I had to do there. And we were supposed to look at Social Pays. I'm not looking at that because I did not. And I think I showed you guys this last time, but we were supposed to create a social media hamburger, basically. Well, an app of where you would order. So that is that there. So that's pretty much some of the things that I've been doing so far. I think I also told you guys that I applied to Home Depot. Yes, I did tell you guys that I applied to Home Depot as well. I also just applied to another UX UI. I actually found that job through TikTok, and I might add it up here. She was basically reaching out to Black women who want to get in TikTok, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, not into TikTok. Black women that want to get into tech, and I was like, well, that's kind of my field. That's where I'm going into. So I just sent a cover letter and my resume to that email as well. All right, so this is just my resume here. I do have everything written down. I got this part covered because obviously all my information is there, but this is my resume. Obviously that's an old picture, but hey, it's still me. And got some of the skills that I've learned already. Like I said, I'm still learning Figma, but it's like a learn as you go kind of program, just like Photoshop. Like if you're good at Photoshop or anything like that, or even Illustrator or Adobe Illustrator, actually, you'll be good at Figma. And I've played around with Adobe Illustrator. But yeah, so this is just some of the things that I have on here. But yeah, that is pretty much my full update there. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I'll try to continue to update you guys on things that I'm doing and how I'm growing and things like that. But for now, right now, I'm just really trying to research the best I can. I'm trying to get my TikTok analytics like timeline more based on like UX, UI design, in tech, or anything like that, and Black girl luxury, because that is one thing that's keeping me motivated. But yeah, I'm trying to learn from that. I want to start doing some more like learning on Figma from YouTube, because I did learning from Notion on YouTube not that long ago, which I don't think I told you guys that. But yeah, so all of that is happening. I'm taking a lot of information, but at the same time, a guy that is in one of our Slack groups, he just graduated. He was like, the main thing I can tell you is like start working on your portfolio now and start applying for jobs now. Like a lot of these jobs say little to no experience, which are probably getting a bunch of resumes, but you know, anything is possible. Anything can happen. I think if I was to really get this opportunity with the lady that I just sent the email to, I think that would be a really good opportunity, because she's literally taking anyone. So yeah, that's really all I have to update you guys on about. I'm gonna keep pushing and doing the best I can. These might start rolling out soon, because I just realized if I put all of these into one, it would be a really long video. So I might start rolling these out soon, like in waves, like maybe weekly now. So we'll see about that. But I will talk to you guys whenever I have an update. See you next time. All right, so it is Saturday, December 4th. I'm doing my new selection, because like I said, I think I told you guys yesterday that I had something due on Sunday, so it's Saturday, so I'm doing it. Actually only this one was due on Sunday, but I already got through that, so I just continued down, and I'm on 7.2, which is careers and networking. So this basically is telling us how to write our professional narrative, and it's giving us an example, and look what it says. Hi, I'm Ari. I'm Ari. So I thought that was so funny. But anyways, I just wanted to update you guys on that. I look crazy, but when don't I? It is Tuesday, December 7th. I don't know when the last time I talked to you guys. I'm not going to be honest. I have been doing work, though. I will say, my process has kind of slowed down a little bit just because of the some of the projects that I have coming up. So between last week and this week, the projects have been finding a meetup to go to and finding a person who's already in UX UI design that could possibly talk to me, and I can ask them a bunch of questions and things like that. So ironically, my mentor was like, you could just skip that and then come back to it, because it takes a lot of time for people to, to talk to you or find meetups and stuff. First of all, I got a meetup tomorrow at 12 at noon online for UX designers creating your career, which is so funny because I found that on Meetup. And 2, I emailed a bunch of women, especially Black women, to talk to you about their careers in UX design. I've had one get back to me today, and we are scheduling tomorrow for 10 a.m. So I have a lot to do. Not only that, I am working on my actual portfolio. So let me show you guys that real quick. I'm trying to get some inspiration for UX, like designing the portfolio, if that'll load, for designing the portfolio. So I'm watching a bunch of stuff on YouTube just to get inspiration, mainly because we are starting to work on our portfolio in the bootcamp. So as you guys can see, that is portfolio 1, building my portfolio. So I had to read through all of these, which I got through already. And now we're actually getting into like the design portion of our portfolio. We don't have a case study project yet, but we're working on the actual homepage, navigation, case study page, contact page, headers, footings, all of that. So for this project here, we're supposed to basically just sketch our portfolio pages, literally. So that's what I'm doing. Like I said, we're doing the sitemap. So sitemap, your navigation, homepage, contact information. We got a checklist that we have to go through, case studies, and we have to make sure that it's designed for both mobile and desktops. Now I do have some templates that I'm supposed to print out, but I had to print them out tomorrow because I didn't get started until now, and it's 6:13. It's a little late. But with that, after we sketch, as you guys can see over there, we go straight into wireframes for our homepage. So we'll be creating wireframes after this. And then after that, we'll be creating, Alexa needs me, but we'll be creating the case study and about me wireframe. And then we have biography writing, which is basically going to be like our hero at the top, and then what is going to be on our about me page as well. And then we talk about branding yourself, which is more basic, like on the design of maybe choosing a color, a logo, and all of that. So I have all that going on. I'm about to start trying to sketch my pages, but I have my Notions page here where you guys can see I've been putting in work on this side. But I have a bunch of inspiring case studies, not case studies, but portfolios that I'm looking at here. So I have Amy DeVood. This guy keeps popping up a lot on Thinkful, like even his logo, which is crazy. So Edward, I'm not going to go through it individually and all of these individually, but these are just some of the portfolios that I personally liked a lot. And I'm just going to take some, of course, some inspiration for this and kind of create my own portfolio. So that's what I'm doing there. I have, of course, everything I need. My sketching pad, which I just realized that I probably need a sketching pad that has grids. But like I said, I have some templates that I can print out that is grid-like that I could probably just paste to here and draw them out that way. And then, like I said, I am watching some inspiration, so that's what I have going for now. Okay, so real quick, don't judge me. This is the sketch that I drew. We had to do a 4 grid basically of each thing. So we had to make 2 examples of our desktop, 2 examples of the phone, which I drew here of what I wanted my homepage to look like. So I did that here. and then I transferred it over to my iPad in more detail because we had to go in detail. So this is basically what the homepage will look like. It'll be a continuous scroll, so it won't be only this size, but it'll just continue to go up. Furthermore, I think I don't want to do your traditional navigation bar, but like this is the 3-dot line that you would click on and it'll say work, about me, and so forth. Right now our logos are just our name, so probably that would change. So this is what you see when you go onto the website, and then here is going to be a picture of me, and then these are going to be the case studies, of course, with a picture of the case study and a get in touch button at the bottom. Moving on, this is how it would look on mobile. Like I said, it would just continue to screen. Here I did just my initials as the logo. Don't mind my handwriting or drawings or anything like that. I am not an artist. But once again, we have the same consistency with the 3 dots here. And then, of course, the case study or the intro. And then your case studies here, and the same as get in touch. Now, on my next page, this is all going to be a continuous screen. This is not going to be different pages, but I only have this to work with. But this is what my case study page is going to look like when you go into a case study. So got the words case study, sticking with the same consistency here. I have the 3-dot lines, the case study name or logo, description, and then the view prototype link, because I've read and watched a bunch of people talk about case studies and how your prototype should be easy to find. So I got my view prototype link that's going to be at the top, and then the rest of it, challenges, the tasks that were performed, and then the roles. And then I got whatever analysis I'm doing, if I had personas, if I had user task flows, same thing. If I did sketch and low wireframes here, high fidelity mockups, and then of course another view prototype after the high fidelity markups, because usually those are going to be screenshots of what it looks like anyway. So that is there. And then right here I have my conclusion, and then a way for you to scroll back to the top, because like I said, the whole thing is going to be a continuation scroll and not necessarily different pages. And then once you get down to the bottom of the page, then I have where you can view more case studies from me, of course, once I start working on more case studies, and then again where you can get in touch with me there. So this project is mostly done. I have to do the case study thing again for mobile, and then I'll be able to turn this in. But for right now, this is my mock-up of how I would like my portfolio homepage and case study page to look like. And I think in the next section, we will get to doing a mock-up or a sketch of the About Me page. But there's an update. Hey guys, so it is December 8th. I think yesterday I said it was October 7th. If I said that yesterday it was December 7th. But it is December 8th. Right now I told you guys that I had to do some information and interviews where I had to pick some people that was already in the UX UI career space. And I had one lady get back to me yesterday. We were supposed to sit down today, but our time zone was different. I don't know how I missed that. I just figured everybody was in the United States. But I'm learning that most of the people that I am hitting up are not even in the States. So she messaged me back. She's from the UK, so there's about a 5-hour difference. But we're gonna try for tomorrow, where I am here at 10 a.m. and she is there at 3:30 p.m. for a Zoom meeting where she's at. So I just wrote up some questions for her and basically wrote down an outline of the interview process. So I want to talk about, ask her a bunch of questions, tell her why I chose her. Basically tell her who I am, like I said, ask her a bunch of questions, see if I can have her contact as a reference in the future, even maybe, or even add her on LinkedIn. So I got that written down. And then this morning I had another woman reach out to me who is also from the UK. So I have to get a time for her as well, and then probably do the same thing for interview process for her. These are only going to be 30-minute interviews, no longer than that. I don't want to waste people's time because I know everybody's probably busy with it being holiday season and people doing projects and having clients and everything else. The first woman I'm working with, she is a UX designer, graphic designer as well. and she is freelance versus a lot of people that I'm seeing that work for like Google or Microsoft or anything like that. So I just wrote out the questions for that and I emailed the other lady back. I told you guys that I have a meetup, which is called, what is my meetup called? Let's see. Oh, okay. It's called Navigating Your Design Careers, Coffee with Google UXers, hosted by General Assembly, and I found that on meetup.com. That is happening today at 12 p.m. We also have to write like a summary of that. I pretty much already started writing my summary for the most part, of what I could write in, because obviously I got to write what I learned and took away, and if I talk to anybody in this meetup. So I have that going on as well, and I want to go ahead and try to finish the rest of my module today. If I don't finish the rest of my module today, I want to really dive deep into learning Webflow and Figma. So those are the two platforms we're using. I have showed you guys Figma. Figma is what we're using to make our wireframes, our prototypes, anything like that, anything designing the app, all of that happens in Figma. So I want to learn Figma a lot more because it's a lot in detail. And then for our portfolio, they recommended that we use Webflow, and I think that's great because I just learned yesterday that once we create our wireframes in Figma, we can transfer those over to Webflow. So that'll make life easier. And let me just show you these real quick. This is for the information interview here. This is basically what our information must include. So first and last name and title of the person you interview, which I have. The questions that you asked during your interview, which I also have. What you learned, which I will have. And how you apply what you learned, which she's a freelancer. I didn't even think about doing freelance as a UXer. I would rather just come out working for a company and then maybe go into freelance. But I'm pretty sure there's some stuff that I can apply. They gave us some example questions and things like this. This is a graded assignment, so that is there. And then going over to my meetup project, same thing, a link to the group, first and last name of someone you talk to. It's a Zoom meeting, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to really talk to people like you would as a networking event, but we'll see. And then of course what I learned, and I started writing that up as well. Now, as far as going back to what I was saying about finishing module 8, I showed you guys yesterday that we are building our portfolio. I got 3 done, well, a little bit more. Most of the I've read all of these, but most of these are things that I have to do. You guys saw me sketch my portfolio yesterday. I still have to do the mobile version, and then the next portion is to do the wireframe in Figma for that, and then of course the wireframe for the case study and about page. The biography writing might take me a little bit because this is basically is it called a hero story? It's basically who I am and what sets me apart from everybody else. So hero's journey. So that's what I gotta write. I'm probably gonna need a little help on that. I'm probably gonna have to ask people what is going on. But yeah, and then the last one is called branding yourself. This is the only one that I've kind of read all the way through, but not completely. Like I haven't hit marked as read yet because I don't want to start doing stuff and then forget what I have to do. So I'm hoping that all of this can be done today. If not, I'm not pushing myself because it did take a lot out of me to even sketch those wireframes. But just going in here, as you guys can see, my graduation date is May 10th. But this is pretty much the layout as a Thinkful program here. Module 8, Portfolio 8 is all of this. I think Portfolio 8 is completed by December 18th. So I have plenty of time to complete these projects, about 11 days now, or 10 days because it's December 8th to complete this. Everything is done here except for these. As you can see, this was due yesterday, and well, the information interviews was due yesterday. Oh no, it's due today, and the meetup project is due Friday. But my mentor told me, like, you can always come back to these because obviously I have to wait on other people to do this. So that is what's going on there. All right, and then just to show you Webflow a little bit, because I don't know how many people have actually heard of Webflow, because I did not prior to this. But I also I've never heard of Stack prior to this either, and a lot of people use Stack. But anyways, so this is basically the dashboard. I just did a project here. They got different plans, of course, but this is basically just a website builder. You can come in here and code if you want to. Other than that, you can pretty much just drag and click. Like I said, there is a way you can take your Figma wireframes and put them into here, which I will have to learn how to do that later. But I haven't done any things, but this is just a breakdown. I chose that I wanted to do a portfolio, and they pretty much gave me a template already made, which I'm going to change that, because if you guys saw my sketch from yesterday, then you would see the plan that I have. Yep, so that is what I have going on today. Hopefully with that other lady, I can also get her to do her information interview tomorrow as well. That way I can knock them both out at the same time. And I've emailed like 5 to 7 people. So if people just continue to say yes, they will meet with me, then I will continue to do these information interviews, because obviously having people under your belt is wonderful. But I'm going to try to keep you guys posted today with everything that's going on. So yeah, I will hopefully keep you guys updated. All right. We are here at the meetup. So I didn't realize it was going to be a YouTube live stream, but that is perfectly fine. I actually feel better that it's a YouTube live stream. I knew it would be online. As you guys can see, we start in about 5 minutes. We are in chat. Basically, everyone is introducing themselves. I'm here. So everybody's basically for UX. We got a couple of regular, we got a couple of visual design students here. Oh, even an interior design. So we're here, we're in the chat, ready to mingle, get it together. So some of these people are from Google, as you guys can see, and it's put on by General Assembly. So I'm gonna see what they're talking about. It's only supposed to be about 30 minutes to an hour. I also have a Dev Fest that I apparently signed up for too, but that's an all-day thing. I might go into there because I wouldn't mind learning how to develop after I learn about UX UI. All right, so I am out of the meeting. Like I said, it was going to be about 30 minutes to an hour, and it was an hour. It didn't even feel like an hour. When he was like, I'm getting ready to wrap up, I was like, huh? What? But it was really good, really informational. I did take some notes on regular paper because, I don't know, I don't type so fast, and I often mess up when I type, so I would rather write things. But the panel was really good. So like I said, everyone was from Google, but people were in different backgrounds. So we had a marketing research, or quantitative researcher is what she called herself, a UX designer, we had a UX engineer, and we had a product designer for a health team, which is crazy. So the product designer, which was Jane, she had the most to talk about. I really loved her. She's worked on many different products, but the one she's working on right now is early detection with a health team for cancer. But she also has a background in advertising and cybersecurity. But they answer basically a bunch of questions. We went in there and we asked questions. Hopefully we'll be getting a Google Doc of like answers to those questions, of course. But like I said, it was really good. The key points that I took away from it, because I wrote them down, was learning how to storytell, which I think I've always had an issue with, just getting my point across. Like, I think that's what I've had an issue with. Marketing yourself, which is another thing that I've tried to learn how to do so many times, but it is hard trying to tell your own story and who you are and what sets you apart from everyone else. Look for activities outside of just looking for a UX job. So things like hackathon, which is something that I've been hearing about ever since I started this path of becoming a UX UI designer. Learning accessibility. So we are learning about accessibility in Thinkful program, and they stress it a lot in the Thinkful program. But when we were in the meeting today, they were talking about how accessibility is still rare, is still overlooked and rare in designers. So that's something that obviously I probably want to go a little bit more deeper in, since it is rare, and that can be something that sets me apart because I can understand accessibility and designing for everyone. We also learned to engage with your engineers early. So as a UX UI designer, I'm simply just putting the mock-ups together. Like I'm not actually developing the product, but just simply how it'll flow and how it'll look, right? So they were saying that a lot of times you want to engage your engineer early. That way they can even create, the product or image or the visual that you're trying to create, because they might not be able to do certain stuff and you just wasted time and money creating something that your developers are not even going to be able to produce. The next one is being a generalist designer can be beneficial. So with UX UI design, you can go into little subtitles. Of course, with everything else, I could say I work in film, but you guys know I worked as a camera operator. UX UI design is the same thing. So UX design, I can literally just go in and be a researcher, or I can go and be just a person that does the prototypes or things like that. So they were saying that being a generalist designer basically means that your roles are going to change often, especially depending on what company and what product you're working on. So being a flexible designer, you can basically go into any role and still know how to do your job. They also said some general things like don't be afraid to fail, which is one thing that I really, really, really do need to work on, is just not overthinking things, learning how to fail, learning how to ask for help. That's a big thing for me too, is I'm very prideful. Trying to get out of that. But taking critique, I can take critique very well, but they also said learning how to give critique. Now, I don't give critique that often. I just don't. And I don't know if that comes from my background of just like not really wanting to be like in confrontation. I'm learning a lot of things. If you guys watch my channel, you guys know I do shadow work quite often, and confrontation is a big thing for me. Just trying to stay out of the way, and I'm trying to put myself more into those situations. But critique is one of those, even though it doesn't necessarily cause confrontation, but it's basically somebody disagreeing with you or giving you feedback or things like that. And the last key point was making friends. So they were basically just saying, keep your feelings, like with any job you have, like keep your feelings at home. Don't bring them to work. Things like that. But don't burn bridges or anything like that. A lot of people, especially within some of these companies like Microsoft and Google, you possibly will be working with the same person for another project in the future. So make sure that you're not burning bridges and that you're making friends and you're being nice. And things like that. So those are some key points that I took away. I wrote down a lot of things. If you guys want to know who our panelist was, it was Ellen Chang, Matt Solis, Joshua Marsh, and Jane Chang as well. So that was that. I'm pretty much done with my meetings for today. I do have a meeting tomorrow that I already secured. It is good to go. And now I don't know what I'm about to do now. That meeting wasn't long and I'm still like ready to go. Now I'll probably work on some other stuff than just school, but I will come back and work on probably finishing my sketch for the mobile design and then learning Webflow. I don't think I'm going to try to finish all of 8 today because that's going to be a lot. It is about 1 p.m., but I will see you guys whenever I have an update. What's up, guys? It has been a while since I updated you guys, but there has been not a lot going on, but I just haven't been around. Like this weekend, I was gone for a couple of days, and now I'm about to get on a plane to go to Texas because my sister graduates from college, but I wanted to update you guys. I don't remember the last thing that I updated you guys on. So actually, let me go back into my Safari. I just exited out of Thankful. It's probably been a minute since I updated you guys. So let me go ahead and actually log into Twitter as well. So I think the last thing I updated you guys on was getting my networking approved. So I told you guys that I had a meetup project and I had to conduct an informational interview, which I did both of those, and both of those were approved, and I was able to move on to the next section, which I told you guys was going to be building my portfolio. As you guys can see, everything has been approved here as well, even wireframes for homepage. I had to do a sketch for portfolio pages, which I actually think I ended up showing you guys. I did show you guys the sketches for portfolio. So I had to start on wireframes next, which I actually have done as well. So here I am in Figma. I have my wireframes for desktop and mobile for my case study page, my about me page, and my home page. All of them are pretty much standard, look good. This is my about me page here, both mobile. We got placeholders basically pretty much everywhere. And then my case study page. My case study page is I'm a little worried about, especially when it comes to mobile, just because I did not stack everything. So I just wonder if they're gonna say a little something to that. I did stack some of the stuff, like if you come over here, like a lot of these are 3s, like even here is I did stack it over here on this side. Even when it comes to the bottom here, when I'm giving examples to like other prototypes I may do, I also stacked it here. But like I said, I didn't stack everything, so I'll see what they say from that. I'm also worried about what they may say about this. So this is an arrow, but it says back to top. So I'm pretty sure there's a way, I don't know how yet, but if I could like literally make this a thing where it's like an arrow back to top and it's all interactive, then that would be great. But yeah, so I just turned this in because it was due today. And then I had to do my biography writing, which is done. That actually took more out of me than I thought it would. But anyways, the rest of this is done. All I gotta do is wait for them to grade it. But like I said, I just turned that in. Now, to show you guys what we are working on next. So as you guys can see, I am completely out of the fundamentals part of the bootcamp and now into intermediate or intensive, as they say. And this is literally starting to work on our next project, which I think our next project is so dumb. So what we have to do for this next project is create a business, or create basically a project around a bus app or something like that. Where did I read that at? Okay, somewhere it says that we have to create a bus app basically. And the thing is, I stay in the Atlanta area, and yeah, we have MARTA and stuff, but MARTA hasn't been popping since like I was in high school. So it's gonna be kind of hard to find people to interview and watch people and do all that, because we all do Uber and Lyft, you know, or we have our own cars because it's a major city. So I think that's going to be a little challenging for me. We'll see. Hopefully I'll find some people to help me out. But that's what I have been doing so far. But something else I have been doing is trying to network and network and just find people in general. So one day I was on Instagram talking about Black people in tech or whatever like that. One of my not old friends, she's more of an acquaintance, hit me up, and she's also looking into getting in tech. And she told me about hashtag Black Tech Twitter. And it's literally the most popping hashtag you will ever see. So on here, you use this hashtag. Some of the stuff is really insightful. A lot of these people are new just like me, and we're all just like in here asking questions. Some people are in here giving advice and things like that. So there are people from different backgrounds for Twitter. There are different backgrounds for people in tech, but they're Black. So if you're Black in tech and you're on Twitter, get this hashtag. It will not steer you wrong. But yeah, so that hashtag is literally life. It's one of the main reasons that I even go on Twitter now, because I go in there and see what people say, and might even say something myself, because I'm starting to do like a lot of updates. When I was doing my meetup, one of the tips that the lady gave me was like to always document my progress from starting at the very beginner until like, you know, getting a job or whatever in UX UI, because that can help tell my story to people who are interviewing me or things like that, or even to watch my progress and my goals like be achieved. So I've been trying to do that as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Like I said, I have a lot going on. It's the end of the year, so you know, we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas, we got New Year's. I have my boyfriend's birthday on the 5th of January. So I have a lot going on, so I'll probably be spotty here and there. So I try to keep you guys updated as much as possible because some of this stuff for module 9 is due on Sunday. So we're gonna get working on that probably later in the week. My sister graduates Saturday, so that means I have Friday to probably do some homework. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here, and I'll update you guys when I have another update.